At the same time, the president's personal life in Arkansas is getting renewed attention as a result of allegations from 2 members of his security force when he was governor. More on that tonight from NBC's Jim Miklaszewski.
Last August in Arkansas, the president and first lady renewed old acquaintances with state troopers who used to guard the former Little Rock First family. But 2 troopers have stepped forward to renew allegations Mr. Clinton had engaged in extramarital affairs for years while governor, and that the affairs continued after he was elected president. In a story in the conservative magazine American Spectator, 2 troopers, formerly members of Governor Clinton's security detail, claim that the troopers themselves would help arrange, then stand guard over sexual liaisons involving Mr. Clinton. Many at the governor's mansion itself. One of the troopers, Larry Patterson, told CNN that he took one of the women to a send-off rally when Governor Clinton headed to Washington for his inauguration.
Hillary saw her. She told me, she said, I know who she is. I know what she is here for. I said, no, she is a friend of mine. She said, no, she is not. Get the whore out of here.
His clients are now getting indirect pressure from the White House to keep their mouths shut or else. Buddy Young used to head the governor's security detail and denies the allegations against Mr. Clinton. He now works for the federal government and admits he called one of the troopers, but says he issued no threats.
They've done a terrible disservice to themselves, to the president, to me.
The White House also admits President Clinton himself called other troopers in the past few weeks, but they insist it was only to get information, not to make threats or promises.
We saw the real person every day. We lived with him on a 24-hour basis.
The troopers, who were state employees, alleged that they were forced to do everything, from ferrying Governor Clinton to and from dates with other women, carrying out menial tasks for the family, and spreading damaging information about political opponents. For example, during one election, another candidate was alleged to have fathered an illegitimate child. Trooper Patterson said Clinton asked him to approach the alleged mother.
Find out if she will come out publicly and what it will cost, money or a job or what it will take to get this woman to do it.
Trooper Patterson says the woman refused. The troopers say they helped Clinton pick up women up to the day he left for Washington to become president. They claim that they personally witnessed Clinton having 6 or 7 affairs from 1987 until 1993.
On several occasions would tell me the blonde or the brunette or the redhead or the lady in the red dress or the green dress. Go find out what her name is, get her telephone number, and I would do that. I blocked streets for him while these liaisons went on with the women. I took him to places in Little Rock and stayed in the car for 2.5 and 3 hours at 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning while these liaisons were going on.
They say they did not speak out about any of this during the campaign because their supervisor, Buddy Young, told them they would be fired.
4 times during the campaign, I was called in to Buddy Young's office and counseled and told, whatever you do not talk to the news media.
Young says the troopers are making the allegations because they are jealous they did not get appointments as well.
After President Clinton appointed me to the job that I have with FEMA as regional director, they thought that they should have received some kind of an appointment also, and they didn't. And I think they're unhappy and disgruntled about it, and they're seeking revenge.
For its part, the White House continues to coordinate with Buddy Young on how the story will be told. During our interview, he received this call from senior White House advisor Bruce Lindsay.
Hello?
Buddy, Bruce.
Yeah.
What do you know?
I'm on the phone right now, Bruce, in the middle of an interview.
With who?
ABC, is that right?
Yeah.
ABC, yeah.
Okay, we may need you to do CNN, too, at some point. Will you call me? Will you have them page me after you get off?
Have,
Call the White House and ask them to page me while you hold, or have me call you right back.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks.
The troopers who are still at work say they no longer have any reason to fear for their jobs because they no longer report to Bill Clinton or Buddy Young.
As we said earlier, the White House has called these latest charges ridiculous, though some people believe we learn more about the lengths Mr. Clinton would go to so as to indulge in allegedly inappropriate behavior The White House insists that similar allegations were made, investigated, and responded to during the presidential campaign.
Of course, this is not how the Clintons wanted their first year to end, with all going well on the political front, and then these news eruptions, including one from Arkansas, allegations from members of the Clinton security force when he was governor. The charges are unsubstantiated, but they have enraged Mrs. Clinton, who today lashed out at the accusers. NBC's Jim Miklashevsky.
The White House made every effort today to make it appear it was business as usual. At a couple of public appearances, President Clinton showed no signs of the controversy swirling around him. But behind the scenes, the White House was engaged in top-level damage control, making every attempt to get these latest allegations of extramarital affairs off the front pages and out of network news. But Hillary Rodham Clinton fanned the flames today when she lashed out at the president's accusers. In a series of interviews with the wire services, she called the allegations outrageous, terrible stories that will end up in the garbage can. She suggested that the stories were planted for political and financial reasons. Mrs. Clinton said it's sad, especially here in the Christmas season. People, for their own purposes, would be attacking my family. And later, the First Lady's office laid down new ground rules for TV interviews scheduled for tomorrow. No interview unless there was an agreement to ask no questions about the allegations. Back in Little Rock, the two state troopers who went public with their charges were on a damage control mission of their own. Despite the possibility they may still sell their story in a book deal, they deny they're in this for the money.
No one has promised me or paid me anything.
The things that we saw at the governor's mansion as police officers assigned to governor's security would shock most of the people of this country.
But the White House continued today to attack the motives and character of the two troopers.